As chief of staff, one of the most valuable things you can do is to protect your principal and your team from decision fatigue. So, if your principal is spending an inordinate amount of time on low value choices, that's time and energy being stolen from strategic, high level decisions that move the needle. So, your job is to clear the decks and make sure they're spending the vast majority of their time, if not all of their time, in this high quality decision mode. All right, let's talk about principles for a second. What can you remove from their plate entirely? What should they not even be touching? And there's obviously fine lines and nuances between actually they should be informed about these types of things, but there should be no decision around it versus like they don't even need to know about that. Why are we expending any of their energy and mental bandwidth on that? Next, what decisions do they need to actually make and how can you tee them up most effectively? How can you present them? And I literally think of like a tee, like a tee ball, like when you're baseball, you put the ball on the tee, or maybe golf, where you put the ball again on the tee and you set it up so this person can swing away at it. That's your job as chief of staff. Just strip out everything except for the bare essentials. What is relevant for this communication and this decision to be made? And he loved this, by the way, I would put literally like options or next steps A, B, C, D, like a multiple choice question and answer. Okay, the next thing to do with your principal is have this conversation or have this dialogue around look, part of my job is to make sure your decision making capital is being spent on the highest impact calls, on the highest impact decisions. There are so many decisions that only the CEO can make. And if you have a different kind of principal, only the CRO, the CTO, the CHRO, whatever it is, there's decisions only they can make given their role. So they need to be focused on those types of things. They need to be focused on things that move the needle, not the minutia, not the distractions. What are items where our CFO is spending time on unnecessary approvals? Where she's sitting there and she's getting these pings and she's getting these slacks and someone else can approve that level of that amount or that type of decision should be delegated to someone else who is actually closer to the information and is perfectly capable of making that decision and might be in better position to make that decision. So what unnecessary things or these like micro decisions, micro calls are being put on all of your executive leadership team's plates, and can you remove those?